You got your smokes?
Yeah. Got one.
Over it. Right, so we're recording.
Right. What better to do
Or a pint.
on a nice sunny,
Saturday afternoon.
yeah, with a cold beer. Nice Presidente.
Episode 1 of the DR Property Guys podcast.
Yeah, what we're hoping to do is to get together with a bunch of interesting people, talk about life here and living here, and the one thing, and you'll agree, Ty, the one thing you're never short of is meeting amazing people with a story to tell.
AKA drinking buddies. So
Yeah.
cheers to that.
Salute.
Cheers, mate.
Good health. But I've broken the first rule of the Caribbean. You always got to check for coconuts above your head.
And there are some there.
But they're green ones, so we're okay.
You're all right. So we're in Costamba. Nice little beach town. It's been a pleasant Saturday afternoon so far. What's going on in the world? What should the viewers on this channel be concerned about? What should we be talking to them about? What do you think?
Well, there's so much going on in the world right now. Obviously, we're in changing times. I have to say the good thing about living in the Caribbean is that things happen a little more slowly here and possibly aren't affected as much as other parts of the world. Obviously, we're not in a big city or in big towns. There's so much space here. There's no one around us at all. So, you know, just fresh air, a good ocean breeze, and some nice shade under these palms and sea grape.
Yeah, I've mentioned it in earlier videos, but you know, the weather out here, I mean, I don't think it can get much better, really, can it?
No, not really. I mean, it's a beautiful climate, and especially coming in this time of the. To be honest with you, my favourite time is November through July. It's just really temperate. It's just...
I'll be honest with you. I do notice the difference between the summer months and the winter months, and I prefer the summer. I mean, during the summer, I turn my hot water off because it's just that nice. No, but I feel I need it in the winter. So, you know, I'm more of a summer person. I like the longer nights as well. I mean, it gets dark here, what, at 6:30 now? Light at about 6:45 in the morning. But I do like the old, you know, June, July, August, September, good months. A lot warmer, a bit warmer, but I do enjoy the heat.
I think heat's relative to what you're doing. I think if you're working, you know, it's a different story.
Yeah, well.
If you can find somewhere nice to relax and enjoy the ambience, then it's a different story completely.
So, I mean, talking about current events and that, obviously we're getting close to Christmas, and just a couple of days ago we had a very nice Thanksgiving meal with some international friends of ours, didn't we?
Yeah.
How did you enjoy that day?
Yeah, it's always pleasant. You know, the good thing here as well is you know, there's a really good community, and you make some great friends, and I think one of the good things is that everyone has a story to tell.
Yeah.
and you know, it can be very entertaining, and yeah, just a wonderful time.
Yeah, we did have a good few laughs with some of the guys there and girls. It was a fun day. So we ate too much. The food was fantastic, by the way.
Yeah.
And that might be some of the viewers, they might have that question, like, is everything readily available in the supermarket? And I'll be honest with you, I think the main supermarket we've got in Sosua, they've got pretty much everything you could want. I mean, what would be missing? I mean, we might miss a few things from the UK, like what, PG tips and brown sauce and stuff like that, Coleman's mustard maybe, but I mean they're very well stocked. So, you know, the Thanksgiving feast we had on Thursday, there was nothing missing from it. It was fantastic. Everything's available here is what I'm trying to tell you. And
good fresh produce. There are a lot of people that you know, you can get fresh fruits and vegetables at the side of the road really cheap, and you know, I don't think they've been manipulated in terms of pesticides and things like that, so, you know, pretty healthy. And you know, one thing I notice about, you buy fruit in the UK, like I buy some bananas from Tesco's in the UK, they last for about a month. They're all the same colour, they're all the same size, and then you buy bananas out here and you got about
3 days maybe.
Yeah, 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
And there's a sweeter taste to them as well. And you'd say that, you know, you could say that with a lot of the fruit and vegetable produce here. It's pretty good.
Yeah. No, it is. So, you were mentioning earlier you're going to go and play some golf tomorrow. How's the old golf game going?
It's same as always. I mean,
well, the viewers don't know, so tell them how it is.
No, I enjoy the game, and it's like anything, isn't it? You get out of something what you put into it, and I've been playing golf long enough to know what the mechanics are.
So you're a bit tasty on the old golf course, are you?
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that at all.
I've heard you've won tournaments and all that.
Maybe a couple in.
Oh, Mr. Humble,
years.
Mr. Humble, maybe a couple of tournaments. So, how's the old golf game out here? Well, tell the people about how you play your golf down here.
Well, on the north coast, you got. Well, we're in Costamba now. There's one 9-hole golf course here called Los Mangos, and that's a reasonable track, and it's cheap, but it's a little bit tight, and the greens are difficult. The main course here is Playa Dorada Golf Course, and that's a Robert Trent Jones golf course. There is a PGA tournament still played there once a year.
It's coming up this December, is it not? I believe.
I think so. Yeah.
The Latin Tour event.
Yeah.
I read about that the other day. Yeah.
With the, you know, with all this COVID situation, but it's a good, it's a really good social club, and the membership, you know, be it Dominican or expat or whatever, it really, we all get on very well. And the good thing about Playa Dorada is that if you have a residency and you join, the golf is very affordable, and lots of regular tournaments every throughout the year, which are always a blast. So yeah, it's a very good course, and yeah, and everything is with if you choose, you know, everything's golf cart, so you don't have to lug your bags around like I used to have to in the UK.
See, that's one of the things. I played golf before. I'm not so into it anymore, but I would have preferred to have the option to trolley your gear instead of having a caddy, which they used to make mandatory for non-members. I'm not a member, but as you're a member, aren't you? So can you play without a caddy?
Yeah,
you can.
Yeah, I can play without a caddy. Can walk the course. Can take a trolley. But the older I get, the more lazy I get.
So what's
30 years in the Caribbean will do that to you.
You just sold people with that, didn't you? So what's your favourite hole on the golf course there?
Whichever one I don't get an 8 on.
I like hole 17. I like that par 3 over the water.
Yeah.
That's probably my favourite hole. or was it number 5?
I don't know, 18. I like 18. You know, I got a good drive over the water a couple of times. You know.
Have you been over the water?
No, I haven't.
I have.
I know you have.
Yeah.
But I haven't.
On 2 separate occasions, and I have witnesses, by the way.
Yeah. Well done.
Henrik is one, Jose Nieves is another, and Richard Smith. He's seen me do it.
That's a good drive, man.
So I did it twice.
From the ladies?
No, from the whites.
Okay.
But I cleared the water on 18 twice.
Well done. That's good going.
At least that I know of. Maybe Mark saw me do it as well, I don't know. Maybe I've done it 3 times. But anyway, I don't play much golf anymore. Bit of an old man's game, if you ask me.
Oh. But you're into the diving now, aren't you? How long have you been diving for?
Gonna be 4 years in February, which actually, I'll be honest with you, I've been living here since 1999 and I only picked up diving 4 years ago. And I think I wasted too much time in not getting into it. Okay, I was busy, I was doing bits and pieces, but I got into diving about 4 years ago, and we dive with a company called Aqua Adventures by Scuba Dive Sosua. The main man, Pablo Santos, over there, alias El Buddy, top guy, really good man to know. Got into the diving, got open water certified, did a couple of pleasure dives, and then a buddy of mine who was also open water certified, we did our advanced course together. Henrik, if you're watching, shout out to you. And from then, I believe in 2018, I got rescue certified, which shows you other things in the art of diving. But I dive on the regular, you know, I've probably got about 200 dives under my belt now. And yeah, it's and I always make this difference to people, or I try to spell out the difference. I play golf, went to the clubhouse, yeah, everyone's having a good time, but honestly, people want to show off their brand new Mercedes, their brand new gear, you know, it's kind of all this one-upmanship. That's what I felt anyway. But in the diving game, I guess you're with people, and my life is in your hands and your life is in my hands. I found the camaraderie amongst the diving community to be fantastic. I mean, we've dove with some amazing people, amazing human beings from many different walks of life, and you rarely end a dive with one guy walking off on his own. Normally, you know, everyone hangs out, has a good chat, you know, we get to know each other. We're all friends on Facebook, we've all got our profile pictures under the water, that's how you tell a diver. But yeah, I just find the community to be really tight-knit and really close. Do you want that?
Yeah.
Sorry,
No,
Nan, that I'm smoking, by the way. Sorry, Mum, but you know, we're being natural here, so.
Little cigars here, look. They're alright.
They made in the DR, those cigars?
Yeah. From Leon Jimenez.
Leon Jimenez. My brother's got a cigar factory, so you really should be smoking them. I should get some cigars off my brother.
No, but the diving thing, I mean, I guess I have no excuse, but it always seemed time went by so quickly, and I never gave it much time. You know, I was kind of busy with business and travel and tour operating always keep you occupied. But it's something that I really want to do. So hopefully in this next month I'm gonna become a properly certified diver. I'm gonna give it a shot, because it's beautiful under there, and why not?
No, I fully recommend it. I mean, it changed my life. It's a cliche to say that it's a different world under there, but it truly is. I mean, the ocean's an amazing place. And one of the great things about it, there's no lawyers under there. Did you know that?
No lawyers.
There's no lawyers under there.
Should be. And you've got lionfish there. You guys always tag a few lionfish.
Yeah, but we go to the we go to the extreme places to get them. If you come on a regular dive, you're not going to see lionfish. The place is not infested by them. You know, the boys there are doing a real good job of keeping the numbers down. You know, you might see what, but we go extreme. You know, we go to the depths. We go to places that, you know, not everyone's going. But we're taking care of that. We're taking care of that problem.
And there's a lot of work going on with the coral reef development. No? There's a bunch of people doing coral gardening and stuff like that now.
Yeah, if I'm honest, I haven't been involved in that side of it. I haven't really been approached to be involved with it, so would I get involved with it if I was approached? Yes. Have I been involved? No. But yeah, they're doing it. I mean,
something worth doing. I'd be interested. And I think the good thing is that, you know, anyone that wants to come out here and spend a significant time, or to live here, you know, beyond the beaches and the golf, you know, there are lots of things that you can get involved in. If you wanted to get involved in things socially, there are lots of opportunities. So, you know, for example, you know, that being involved in the coral gardening might be one thing, or helping out with various charities here and there. All of that's available to you, you know, and I think it's good to put back, and certainly the local community appreciates it, you know, when that happens. And lots of people that live here do get involved as well, you know.
Yeah. You know, I know a few people that are involved with charity work here, and they have a real feel for it. You know, it's something that sort of is born in them. They really deliver themselves to the actual helping of other people, and I think it's a really nice thing. I really do. Now this lot behind us, they've turned their radio up, so I'll have to tell them.
Well, that's all right. It's
well,
okay. So
maybe the viewers can't hear us.
we'll see how we just see how it's sound. This is listen. What we are. Look, I'm Phil from DR Property Guys.
And I'm Tay from DR Property Guys.
And what we decided we would do is to look at real estate in a whole different way. Basically, we want to find people the perfect place to live, but not only that, to open up the lifestyle so that people understand what tropical Caribbean living is all about, you know. And it's one thing to come on holiday to a place like this, and it's another thing to live the life. But if the right doors are open and you're shown the ropes by the right people, it can be a lot of fun and really enjoyable.
Yeah, so I mean, I've been involved with the real estate business here since, well, the age of 19, so 17 years now, almost 18 years. And you know, I've maintained very good relationships with pretty much all of our clients. And it's interesting because, see, the real estate game here isn't like that in the States or in Canada or in the UK, where you put a for sale sign on a property, somebody rings you, you show them the place, go to a closing, and you're done. Here, you're helping people through all kinds of steps, like everything from opening a bank account to showing them, you know, around the supermarket, all kinds of, where can you do this? Where can we get that from? Residency, you know, driving permit, buying a car, hiring help. You know, it's not a wham bam thank you ma'am industry here. You really got to sort of guide people through the processes, and it's something I've been doing. And you know, it's interesting because we were actually at a client's house yesterday, and he mentioned that he'd had a showing on his house, and the realtor didn't even come inside with the clients. He stayed in the car and told the clients to go in, and the owner of the house was basically showing this house. I mean, what's that all about, you know? Very shady stuff. But so don't go with a realtor that does that, because it doesn't work. Also, I'd highly recommend working with realtors that speak actual Spanish. You know, I might get in trouble for saying this, but someone that's been living here more than 2 or 3 years and doesn't speak Spanish, where's their head at? You know, I mean, I certainly, would you go to England and buy a property or do real estate with somebody that didn't speak English? I mean, I hardly speak English, but I certainly wouldn't go to England and buy a house through someone that couldn't speak English. Why would you do that here in Dominican?
I think, you know, I think it helps to, well, number one is trust. Number two is really knowing the lay of the land and having the right connections and knowing the right people and just keeping you on the right path. And Caribbean living it's not for everyone, but it definitely helps if someone can steer in the right direction and help you with your mindset, because you know we get involved in life and
No, una bohemia y una presidente, por favor.
we get involved in life and sometimes stuck in a rat race where, and especially in this day and age where an email needs to be answered today or a phone needs to be answered today, and it doesn't matter if you're on vacation, it doesn't matter if it's the weekend, but this is the kind of life that we become accustomed to. And I think that there's life beyond that, and to a point requires a reset and a different way of thinking. And you know, really, what's the point if you've worked your backside off for all your life and you don't get time to enjoy it? And I think that's...
Well, you make a very interesting point. I'm sorry to interrupt, but a buddy of mine, who I won't mention his name, but he's a couple of years older than me, and I remember asking him, you know, so when are you coming down here to live and that? And he says, well, you know, the house will be paid off by the time I'm 60, so I've got to work until I'm 60. And I'm like, you know, the man's around 40. What are you doing? Why are you killing yourself? You know, you're going to turn 60 and then you're going to enjoy your retirement. That's not what life is supposed to be about. You know, work, and these are people work hard jobs. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, I just don't get it. If you've got the opportunity, and it's actually part of the problem with consumerism. Muchas gracias.
Mi amor,
¿Cómo están?
Todo bien, ¿y usted?
Bien.
Aquí estamos grabando un videíto.
Oh,
Sí. Ya usted es parte del video.
es verdad. Yo que vine tan fea hoy.
No, pero la cámara está por acá, así que...
Ah, ok.
Muchas gracias.
Hello.
So anyway, as I was saying, you know, some people work hard jobs, and
gracias, mi amor. Casi ya no
¿Tiene eso?
oh, he's slow. Está bien, él se la bebe.
Muy amable.
Muchas gracias. So yeah, you know, I think the problem with consumerism is everyone wants to have these new cars and big houses that they can't live in, and all these things that they don't need. And certainly, I'll say this, I'll credit COVID for making me realise that you don't need to go to restaurants and eat every day. You're better off eating at home, cooking your own food. You don't need to buy all these things because you can't use them anyway, half the time. So life is about enjoying. Go to the beach, have a few beers and enjoy, because you know what? You don't know what's guaranteed tomorrow, really. I mean...
No point being the richest man in the graveyard. And there comes a point in life where you've got to tick a few bucket list items off. And you know, someone told me once, you know, if you wake up and you look at yourself in the mirror and you're not happy with who you are and what you're doing for 5 days in a row, it's time to make a change. And I'm glad, to be honest with you, I'm really pleased that, you know, I made a move when I did many years ago, because it means that life becomes, you know, really becomes an adventure. You know, you're not quite sure what's going to happen next, but you know, that keeps you alive to a point, you know.
Would you be happy living in the UK right now?
I honestly, I love England, and it's a beautiful place. I love my home country. I just found it difficult to live in and to fit in. I didn't do the university thing. I did the University of Life thing, and I just decided that travel and adventure was something I preferred to do, and to take on new experiences in different parts of the world. It was just something I was inspired to do, and I'm grateful I did.
But again, all right, let me rephrase the question. Would you rather be living here in Dominican Republic right now, or would you rather be living in Chesterfield or wherever you're from in Manchester?
Derbyshire,
whatever.
Well, again, I love my home town and county and country, but God, I do enjoy the Caribbean life, which is why I've been here for. It's actually 27 years here in Dominican Republic, but I've been fortunate to travel around and see a lot of the world, and to see many of the other Caribbean islands.
I find some of those other islands a bit small.
They are. Well, that's an issue,
And more expensive. Being smaller, I mean, they don't do a lot of agriculture, a lot of produce. These other islands, they got to import a lot of their gear, which makes it pricey. Plus, they're very small. Sort of, everyone knows everyone's business.
That's the key for me, is that everyone knows everyone's business, and I think it's nice to retain at least some anonymity, and I think that makes a big difference. So that makes Dominican Republic perfect, because it's the second biggest island in the Caribbean, and for example, to drive to the East Coast is 6 hours. To drive to the capital is 3 hours, 3.5 hours. I mean, the roads have gotten a lot better.
It depends who's driving. It would take me a lot longer.
But it's it's a big country, and it's diverse. You go down to the east, you've got world-class golf courses. On the east coast and on the south coast, you've got desert here.
I mean, I'll interrupt there, because I'm sorry for anyone over there, but we did make a trip down to Punta Cana about 6 weeks ago. No, a little bit longer, wasn't it?
Yeah.
About 2 months ago. And in all honesty, having been living here for 21 years, I'd never been there, and quite honestly, I wouldn't be bothered if I don't ever go there again in the next 21 years. I wasn't really impressed by it. I felt it was a bit Disneyland-ish, We ended up seeing the beach for the first time on our third day there. I genuinely don't know if we'd been in a place and the beach was next door to us, because everything's walled up. So unless you're in a resort, you're not really seeing the beach, and I didn't like that.
Well, it's kind of a resort town, and the beaches are beautiful there, and the hotels likewise. They're like palaces down there. So for a vacation, it's absolutely perfect. But the thing I prefer about the North Coast is that, is the greenery. It's very tropical here, and you've got mountains and rivers, and and obviously being so green, that affects the quality of the air. I always think about. I got my dear sister living in London. I know I'm smoking a cigar right now, but I always think about the air in a big city like London. How noxious it may be, and then I look at where I live now, and I'm just surrounded by greenery, and so I understand that the air that I'm breathing is got to be as pure as it could possibly be, and obviously the climate helps. I'm 56 now, and stuff starts to ache and creak at this age. but it aches and creaks a lot less in a good climate. I always remember my dad saying he felt 10 years younger when he came out to visit.
Well, my mum, when we moved here, she was suffering from sort of arthritic pains, and the weather totally changed it, completely different. I mean, and that is why living in a place like this, there's so much to be said about it. You're less stressed, your quality of life is better, your health is better. It really is. I mean, again, we go back to the whole consumerism issue, and I just feel that people really need to start living life and enjoying it. Yeah, the electricity goes out occasionally, but most places are equipped with backup generators and stuff like that. I mean, that's probably the biggest issue we face here. Other than that, people say good morning to each other, which is rare in, London. Don't say good morning to anyone, they'll think you're crazy or northern. They really do. No, they do. They literally think, oh, you must be from Manchester, him, saying good morning. Like, they look at you like an alien. Here, if you don't say good morning, they're looking at you like you're an alien,
It's true. People are very friendly here, and you really get blown away by, there's certain little things that happened over the year, if you have a problem at the roadside, someone will stop to help you out.
That's funny you say that. Back in, it would have been early 2000, we'd been here a couple of months, and we'd bought a Cadillac DeVille, or a Seville. Was it a Seville or a DeVille? A Seville, I think. And we're driving through Puerto Plata, and we've got a flat tire right by that road that goes to the Malecon, by the Justice Palace, by the courthouse. Flat tire. All of a sudden, motor conchos, guys on motorbike, come, take the tire off, get it fixed, bring it back. In the meantime, a guy selling empanadas, which is like a pastry with cheese inside, he's there, we're eating empanadas, and I said to the guy, you got any Coca-Cola? Because I wanted a Coke with the empanada. No, I don't have Coca-Cola, he said. So we're sitting there while some guy goes and fixes a tire, we're eating fried cheese empanadas or whatever, and that was it. I remember we used to take the car, my dad used to take the car to the car wash, and he'd end up, because it was so cheap then, it's still cheap now, but then it was even cheaper. He used to tip the guy like 3 times the cost of the car wash, and it was still cheaper than getting it done in England. Just amazing, right? Sorry to interrupt you.
No, not at all, man.
Right, well, you say something interesting then, because I've been speaking most.
Well, no, I'm just reflecting on the point of what we're trying to do here, which is to promote a lifestyle and another way of living and another way of being, and it's something that, especially in this day and age, it's really is worth considering. And I really am grateful for being here and living here, and so again, we're in the property business, but we want to show you a new way of life and a new way of living, and introduce you to some really cool people. So this is our first DR Property Guys podcast. So what we're doing is just trying something new as a way to get information out there.
Right.
That's the plan, isn't it?
It is. So I'll change the subject to something a bit more current affairs. So just for the viewers at home, whoever's viewing this, Phil is a Manchester United fan. I am a Liverpool fan. For our American or Canadian or non-European viewers, it's like, what would it be? The Yankees and the Mets in baseball. It would be like, what other comparison? I don't think there's really a comparison, is there? to the sort of rivalry between the two
Real
clubs.
Madrid or Barcelona, you know, for anyone in Europe. But anyway,
Anyway, they're rival clubs. So obviously his team, they bought several titles back in the 90s, early 2000s. They haven't been so good since. How is Manchester United's failings affecting your life at this moment, Phil?
Well, they're not at all, because first and foremost, I'm a football aficionado. I come from Chesterfield, and so when I go back home to Chesterfield, and I hope I go back home soon, because I miss everyone from Chesterfield. I have some lifelong friends, very dear friends there, but we always go and watch Chesterfield play, and sometimes that can be really painful. So I'm used to the pain, totally used to the pain, and so I'm a football aficionado. I enjoy a good game of football, you know, and you're having a good time at the moment.
You root for the men in red, or white and black, or whatever their second strip is, which is absolutely awful, but it doesn't surprise me from the money grabbing club that they are. Don't swear on the podcast.
Seriously?
No, don't swear. He's swearing. Don't swear. Your
No, you can't say
sister
that.
could be watching this.
She doesn't care.
So where are you in the table right now? About 13th or something like that?
10th with a game in hand.
10th of the game out. Are you in European football this year?
Yeah,
You are. Okay.
top of the table.
Well, you in the Europa League this year?
No,
Oh wait, didn't I lose a bet with you over
Champions League. Yeah,
that? Why don't you tell the viewers about the bet I
we're
lost?
in Champions League. I bumped into Tay in the funnily enough, the alcohol section of the local supermarket, and we had a wager, which was a case of beer of your choice for. I think it was that one. We've had a couple of bets, man. Which
I've lost
I think
both
you've
of
lost
them.
two, haven't
Yeah,
you?
I've lost two.
Yeah.
But this most recent one, I said you weren't going to make the Champions League, and you did. And I paid up both bets, 2 cases of beer,
As you should.
which I did.
You should.
You know, I had a bet with a mate of mine. He's going to know who he is because he's going to watch this. £1,000 between Spurs and Liverpool. Who won the Champions League first? And of course, last year, Liverpool Spurs in the Champions League final. £1,000. He hasn't paid. I haven't seen him either. Some people, if you're watching, pay up. You know
You think
you
you're
are.
going to see it?
No. I even said to him,
Cash, right?
no.
How'd you bet 1,000?
Well, it was about
people do,
it was
I
about
suppose.
6-7 years before. Anyway, I said to him, I said, you know what? Put £500 towards your kids' college fund or university fund, and just give me 500. He said, yeah, I will. Haven't seen any of it. You know you are. Anyway, Liverpool doing pretty well. My team. I think we're top of the league now. I guess we beat Brighton this morning, did we not? I haven't seen the final result, but probably best team in the world's ever seen. And yeah, just enjoying that. Finally got our maiden premiership. That's actually another interesting thing about that we should talk about. Our local cable company. They do a fantastic job. They carry all the sports. And I think it's less than $20 a month. Whoops, the cable package here, and you get all the football. As you know, I'm actually a big rugby league fan. We get all the Australian NRL games. Yesterday was the Super League Grand Final. Congratulations to St Helens and James Graham for finally winning a Grand Final. But cable here, for really cheap money, they got a fantastic selection of channels.
You're really short of nothing here, to be honest.
I mean, if you had that sort of sports subscription in the UK, it would cost you £200 a month. In the US, you'd be paying $200 odd. We're paying less than $20 a month for that.
I guess it'd be something like that. And a beer is quite cheap. How much would this beer cost us, do you think? I wonder.
I reckon these beers will be about 200 pesos, which is less than, well, the dollar right now is 58 to 1, so $4 would be 16.32, 2.32. I reckon there'll be less than, I reckon there'll be 200 pesos a piece. So less than $4 for a big beer. $4, that would be in pounds, what? £3 a beer. These are, what size are these? 650 ml, is it? I think it's 650 ml. Yeah, 650 ml.
I can't see that.
Yeah,
It's kind of stronger beer out here
5%.
as well, you know, isn't it?
That's 5%.
5%.
This one, which is better, 650 ml. 5% also. So yeah, here we are again in Costamba, just having a chat, talking about life.
And it's the Mike Tyson fight this evening. So we're kind of interested to see that. Tyson, Roy Jones Jr.
There's been quite a bit of build-up on about that on the old social media. Is it?
Eat the ear off a cake the other day. Did you see that?
I've not seen it.
He had a cake of Roy Jones and he carved the ear off and ate it.
I mean, is it a proper boxing match, or is it just two guys that spent all their money?
No. Honestly, I think it's. Mike Tyson, in my opinion, is one of the greatest fighters that ever lived, and there have been some wonderful boxing heroes, from Ali to Hagler to Sugar Ray Leonard, to all that era of Hearns and Duran, and obviously different ways. But
I met him here. He was here.
I met him too
at the event in
Manos de Piedra.
Yeah, in the Sosua Bay.
Yeah, shook his hand.
This was like 11 years ago.
Yeah.
I didn't know him back then, but I met him there. He was here, did a boxing event. I think it was on, they did broadcast it on like ESPN 3 or something.
Yeah.
So you don't think today is just sort of a big payday, a final payday for two guys that spent all their money?
I don't think so, because I think if you look at Tyson's pre-training and I mean.
But if you're desperate for money, you're going to have to train hard.
I think he's desperate for money.
If he goes up against a Tyson Fury, or what's the Deontay Wilder, if he goes up in a heavyweight class today, obviously he's 50 odd years of age, right?
I think he would surprise. I honestly think he would. It would be a surprise.
I think this is similar to the McGregor versus that. What's his name?
No.
Mayweather. I think it's one of them ones. It's where they're just looking for Boku money.
No. Tyson he's never gone into a ring and pussyfooted around. He gets in and he gets the job done. And Roy Jones Jr. He's a quality boxer. I mean, it's going to be really interesting. And I find a fight like this far more interesting, to be honest, than the other, which was for me, which was a carnival show and a payday. And that's all. I didn't even watch it, to be honest. I watched the result after, and I watched the YouTube stuff. I really wasn't interested because Floyd, the money. What was his name even?
Mayweather. Or whatever.
Exactly.
It was 12 rounds of prancing around the ring or whatever, and
and that it just, to me, it just smacked of corporate money grabbing, from not only from the sportsman involved, but obviously the entity behind it all. It wasn't.
But I think there's an element of that
in tonight's fight.
I did, and I actually had a bet with someone that didn't pay again. I'm not going to mention your name, but I think there's an element of money grabbing here. But I think also, for what it's worth, being they are two fantastic ambassadors of the sport, they do deserve it. I mean, they deserve to be out there. They deserve that one final payday. Please, Mike, I love you. You're a good guy. Don't spend that money that you're going to get paid today. Save some, buy some, come down Dominican Republic, buy some real estate, work you up with some rental property.
He's doing okay. You know, I think from a business point of view, I think he's a reformed man. He's been there and back. You know, I think he's in a different situation.
Top lad. I'd love to meet the man. You know, he's a legend. Speaking of legends and that, top men, who's the most famous person you've ever met?
Me?
Yeah.
Most famous would be, fleetingly, it would be Richard Branson, because you know, being involved in travel and tourism for the years that I was, you know, you're gonna not that I'm suggesting that we crossed paths,
at the levels that you were at.
Not really, but you know, I ended up being at events that he was at. You know, like when he opened a place in downtown Disney in Florida, and I was there then. I shook his hand, said hello. And then, before that, I met him in a nightclub in East Grinstead, and that was interesting. I was there with a friend of mine. There was a horseshoe-shaped bar, and we sat with a friend of mine. We had a pint of lager each, and just round the horseshoe-shaped bar was Richard Branson, surrounded by all his crew from Hong Kong.
And some beautiful women, I'm sure, were involved in that.
And you know, we toasted him and we went, "You bastard!" And he toasted back with that big cheesy grin that he's got.
So, who else have you met that's famous?
I don't have loads on the fame thing. Mickey Dolenz from the Monkees. That's before your time.
Yeah.
Who else? A couple of footballers here and there. I don't have a big list of famous people.
I think my most famous person, or at least as far as I'm concerned, I met David Seaman in the airport at Heathrow. Had a quick handshake with him, had a chat. Dived with a few NFL football players here. Not that I knew who they were, but whatever.
Do you know why Brazilian men are the most virile in the world?
No, but I'm sure you're about to tell us, Phil.
Because they can lob semen over 30 yards. That was a terrible
That was a terrible joke, by the way. I met the current president once in Hotel Dominican Fiesta. This was about 8 years ago, 7, 8? No. 5 or 6 years ago. He wasn't campaigning, he's the current president, but said hello to Luis. You can, sir. Who else have I met that's famous? I met Normski. A lot of you people won't know who Normski is. That was back in London, early doors. Who else? Oh, Kelly LaRock. What's that? Kelly Holmes. Kelly Holmes, Dame Kelly Holmes. I met her in a parking lot in Sevenoaks. Met her. Who else have we met? I can't really think at the minute. Oh, met Jose Lima at Santiago Golf Club once. He was a really nice lad. Rest in peace, by the way.
Who's Jose?
He was a pitcher in the major leagues. Avid golfer as well during the off season. Always surrounded by a huge posse, but what a lovely lad he was. Really cheerful. Who else have we met? Oh, I think I met Rafael Furcal in that restaurant in Bonao. What's that really expensive restaurant in Bonao?
Who's that?
Rafael Furcal was a shortstop for the Atlanta Braves and other teams. Dominican baseball player. Yeah. A few of them lads. Tony Pena, I think we met back in Santo Domingo.
Do you know, it's incredible because one thing you can say about Dominican people is that they're incredibly athletic, and so baseball is huge here, and you know, it's every every young kid, well, every parent's dream and every young kid's dream to be selected to play in the States. And there are various baseball camps here. And I have met at the golf course, I met this young guy that was, and I should know his name, but I don't, but he was a pitcher for one of the big clubs in the States, and yeah, really nice guy. Remained humble, but I think he just signed a contract or something for like $40 million or something like that. I mean, unbelievable. And a lot of these guys come back and do a lot of good things to the community that they live in, and they remember where they're from, you know. And definitely this guy was a good lad.
Yeah. Well, look, the weather's starting to come in. It's looking a bit, it's getting a bit rainy out there, isn't it?
One thing about living out here is you get lots of sunny days, and you get rainy days as well. But the rainy days are something to be really enjoyed and relished. And the cool thing is, surrounded by all this greenery, that after a day's rain, you see everything become really vibrant. And rainy days are cool. I do enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, you can do other things on rainy days, like, you know, cook a soup and whatnot, stay at home, watch a bit of telly. You know, you get to appreciate them. But yeah, no. Lovely day today so far. Fantastic.
Cool.
So, I guess sort of here ends podcast number 1.
Our first effort at a podcast, and
Is it even a podcast? Like, I thought podcasts were just the audio section of it. Or can it be a podcast with a video?
I don't know.
Whatever it is. But
what it
I
is.
didn't swear the whole time. Phil said one bad word, which I might edit out. I do all the editing, by the way, on the videos. Just saying.
I'm too old to get my head around that.
By the way, he is not Paul Hollywood. Just in case you were thinking that this was Paul Hollywood sat next to me, it's not. I know they look alike and you've never seen them in the same place at the same time together, but it's not Paul Hollywood. It is actually Phil from DR Property Guys. But Paul, if you're watching and you're going to do like mainstream films and stuff like that, you need a stunt double, whatever, call this man.
I'm available.
So, talking about call this man, why don't you give the public your phone number? Or you don't want to do that? Go to the website. Yeah, because if you give your phone number out now, all the girls are going to be calling
Do
you.
you think? Okay, 809-707-3598.
And my number
Call
is...
away.
There you go. My number is 809-756-7611. But I'm engaged to a very nice lady. Shout out to Patricia. Love you, baby.
I'm joking too, you know.
No, I am basically tied up. Next week, that's it. I'm done.
Yeah, you are done, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm pretty much done.
Done like a kipper.
Done like a kipper, as they say up north.
Anyway,
Before we end this, anyone you want to give a shout out to real quick?
well, I don't know. Well, to anyone that's watching this, you know, genuinely, we want to try and make a difference in your life. You know, if you're thinking of making a change and doing a total 180 with your life, you know, then we'd love to help you. We'd love to help you find your home and get you settled into something new and different. But as always, big hello to anyone that knows me, and we hope that we can bring you some fun and entertaining content in the weeks ahead. That's what we would like to do.
I just want to give a quick shout out to my mum. I know this is very cliche, but mum, love you. My brother, my nephew there, my sister, my grandmother, everybody out there watching. Quick shout out to Kobe. Hope to see you soon, son. Not my son, but you know, I'm his uncle. and all those people that sort of deposited their faith in us through the years. Obviously, a lot of you people know me since I was 18 and onwards. So we're just out here doing what we need to do, and like Phil says, you know, we're here to make your dreams come true, but we're doing it on a real level. You know, you see in us, you see who we are, you know about us, and we're here for you. So
just one thing to close off. There are so many cool people out here in Dominican Republic, people with so many stories to tell, people that had so many incredible experiences, and we hope to bring some of that to this table, and we hope to bring you some exciting stuff to listen to. And,
yeah, pretty soon. I reckon maybe next week we'll probably hit up one of the people we got in mind on our list.
We got a few, you know, I mean,
We'll sit them down on a table like this, a few beers and whatnot, and
have a chit chat.
have a chit chat, so you guys can see what the life is about around here. So anyway,
drpropertyguys.com.
you got it, drpropertyguys.com. En español es lo mismo, drpropertyguys.com. So anyway, we're here, we look forward to hearing from you. Until then,
Have a good weekend.
have a lovely time. All right.
Well, let's see how that goes, man.